Imagine removing all the villains from this film. No dragons, no final fight. Would Hiccup still struggle? Any guesses? Yes. Because the real pressure in the story is not a character, it is the environment. So, hey everybody, I am Ritika Dua, and this is a part of a series where I teach reusable storytelling techniques for artists, storytellers, or industry animators, or anyone who wants to learn animation seriously. Also, these techniques are extremely important for the students who are preparing for creative entrance exams like NIFT, NID, or any animation entrance exam, where your ability to think visually matters more than how pretty your drawing is. Today's technique is environment as pressure. Are you excited? Because I am. Let's go. Also, before moving forward, I would like to say that I want to help with the problems that you guys are facing, whether it's something in your university, portfolio, animation basics, storytelling, or even something you are stuck on right now. Just leave it in the comments because I am here for you. I'll pick those problems and I'll turn them into clear, structured videos so you're not figuring out everything all alone. Most student thinks that struggle in a story only comes from villains, someone bad or like something dangerous. But if you have ever felt out of place in real life, in a classroom, a group, or in your own environment, you already understand this concept. Sometimes the space itself makes you feel that you don't belong there. And that feeling, that's exactly what great films design intentionally. So, according to the today's technique, that is environment as pressure, the world itself pushes the hero to fail without saying a word. Most students design environments like this: nice background, cool architecture, beautiful lighting. And that's fine, but it's incomplete because in strong storytelling, environment is not just decoration. Environment is a narrative tool. It has a job, and that job is two things: support the world's belief, challenge the hero. Let's look at Berg carefully. This is not just a village. This is a belief system made physical. The belief is simple: to survive here, you must be strong, loud, and fearless. Now look at how the environment supports this. Buildings are heavy and grounded, materials are rough and hard, shapes are sharp and aggressive, everything feels solid and unmovable, right? Even before a character speaks, the world is already telling you softness does not belong here. And then Hiccup walks into this world. Wrong body, wrong scale, wrong energy. He does not just struggle because of the dragons. He struggles because the world itself rejects him. This is something many students miss. Conflict is already present before the story even begins. Notice how often Hiccup looks small, okay? Small next to buildings, small next to weapons, small next to other Vikings. This is not a random composition. This is a scale being used as emotion. In animation and cinematography, scale is not just a size, it's a feeling. The environment is constantly telling him, you are not enough. Here's something very important, okay? Berg is not trying to hurt Hiccup. It's not evil. It's just consistent with its belief. And that's what makes it powerful. Because real pressure in life doesn't always come from enemies. It comes from systems that were not designed for you. Even in your own house, your parents, grandparents, everybody have been doing, for example, they are doctors. So you want to be something else. So this is a system. They're not flexible and they are rigid that you have to be doctor. It's not evil, it's just belief and system. Okay, so this is the same concept that is being used by designers in this film intentionally, and that's why it feels real. Honestly, Berg is like a friend who says you should be more confident and then creates an environment where confidence is impossible. That's pressure done visually. For NIFT, NEED or any animation creative entrance exam, this technique is extremely important because questions often look very simple, like design a space, create a world, show a situation visually. But what they are actually testing is, can your environment communicate an idea? Not decoration, not detail, just thinking. If you're also building a portfolio, this is where most work becomes average. Beautiful environments, but no point of view. Studios look for this. What is the environment doing to the character? And if the answer is nothing, the design is weak. Now we'll come to the common mistakes. Common mistake number 1, making environments neutral. If everyone feels comfortable in your space, your story has no tension. Mistake number 2, designing for beauty instead of meaning. Mistake number 3, ignoring scale, material, and shape language. These are not aesthetic choices, these are storytelling decisions. So here's a simple rule that you can remember. If your environment doesn't affect the character, it's not designed yet. So try this, design an environment, a classroom, a palace or a city, then answer, what belief this place support, who feels powerful here, who feels uncomfortable here. And if your answers are unclear, your design is still surface level. So strong words just don't exist, they push back. And when they push hard enough, they force the character to change. So in the next episode, we'll go even deeper and see how this story is actually a fight between beliefs, not dragons and Vikings. So please do remember, environment as pressure, technique number 3 we learned from this video. So if you're still here and watching, thank you so much. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Also press the bell icon. You already know why. So bye bye everybody. Thank you.